We live in interesting times. Today's stories. Anger erupts in India as fever kills scores of children. A planned coal plant blackens the mood in Kenya's idyllic Lamu. Captive beluga whales go from China to an Iceland sanctuary. Honduras welcomes U.S. Marines ahead of regional humanitarian missions. President Trump says planned immigration sweep delayed for 2 weeks. Democratic candidates campaign in South Carolina ahead of debate. Plus, Filipino Food Festival brings authentic cuisine to the U.S. Capitol. Hello everyone, I am Rose Papa Angeles, bringing you stories from around the globe. And this is Eagle News, broadcasting from our Washington, D.C. studio. Scores of children in India have been killed by a mysterious brain fever, potentially linked to lychees.
Many precious lives could have been saved. My point of contention is that why India should have 40% malnourished children? Why? We must do something. Unfortunately, government is not spending the money on the health sector. It's almost 1% of the total GDP. We are very aware that this tsunami is coming before just as soon as the heat and humidity comes, like in the month of the May the disease starts. June it is at its peak. July it is over. So idea is to preparedness. We must be ready.
Maybe awareness program जो है उतना अच्छा से नहीं properly हुआ होगा और अदरवाइज मीन्स लास्ट ईयर तो काफ़ी अच्छा था मीन्स डेथ्स भी काफ़ी कम हुए थे केसेस भी काफ़ी कम आए थे बट इस बार जो है काफ़ी ज़्यादा केसेस आए कंपेरेटिव।
एक ही घर के 2 बच्चा मर गया, यही सब बात है। तो हम लोग का घबराहट हो रहा है, तो हम लोगों का मतलब हल्ला हुआ, अगल बगल में हल्ला हुआ कि चीनी पानी घोर के बच्चा के पिलाओ और धूप में मत निकालो। तो वही तरह हम सब बच्चा के देख रहे हैं और रात भर में 2 बेर 3 बेर उठा के देखते हैं बच्चा लोग के, जगाते हैं।
60 children, mostly under the age of 10 and malnourished, are undergoing treatment after an outbreak of acute encephalitis syndrome, or AES, in Muzaffarpur district of the eastern state. Bihar Health Department official Ashok Kumar Singh told AFP that 10 children died on Tuesday, taking the overall death count in June to 113. He warned that the toll may rise with fresh cases trickling in, as dozens undergo treatment in packed hospital wards. Television images showed several children to a bed. On Tuesday, dozens of people gathered outside the main hospital in Muzaffarpur to accuse local authorities of acting too slowly and not caring. The state's health minister came in for particular criticism after asking reporters about the score in India's cricket match against Pakistan on Sunday during a news conference on the crisis. Randeep Surjewala of the opposition Congress Party tweeted, Bihar's health minister Mangal Pandey seems more worried about cricket score than the death of children. Rabri Devi, another opposition figure, called the deaths cold-blooded murder. She tweeted, children are dying because of a lack of medicines and treatment. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar Tuesday faced angry protesters as he made his first visit to the state-run Sri Krishna Medical College, where most of the children have died. Reporters were barred from entering the facility and the families of sick children were kept away from the premises. In the Lamu archipelago, fishermen ply the channels between lush mangrove forests, while life in an ancient Swahili town idles at the pace of the donkeys and boats, which are the main means of transport. Life has changed little over the centuries in this part of Kenya's north coast. However, residents fear their pristine environment will soon be blighted by a coal-fired power station spewing noxious gases.
So they're saying that the disaster is going to come from that coal plant, is going to reach up to Nairobi. So just imagine about the Lamu people, So many people will believe they're going to have problem with their health, like cancer disease,
But once this dredging going on, as they're doing the dredging for the port and the coal plant, they're planning to do. Tourists, most of them, they don't like they won't come Lamu as they used to come. Will be like few years back.
Kenya's government is planning to build a 980 megawatt coal plant in Kwasasi, about 13 miles from Lamu town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that is the oldest Swahili settlement in Africa. However, construction has been stalled for years due to resistance from locals, and the National Environmental Tribunal will on Monday rule on the fate of the project, with activists contesting the conduct of an environmental impact assessment. The natural beauty of the archipelago, including wide, endless beaches and waters rich in coral and marine life, including 5 species of threatened turtles. Tourism and fishing are the main sources of income, and the former is only now recovering 8 years after a British couple was kidnapped on an island north of Lamu.
Yeah, coal plant is very new to us. It's something not even new to Lamu communities, even to Kenyans themselves. So at the beginning, we didn't know that coal power plant is bad, but after doing a lot of research, we have realized that coal is not good, and community themselves, because we have tried to educate them.
To effectively meet Kenya's industrial requirement in line with Vision 2030, coal remains the most viable option. Upon completion, the project will not only spur industrialization in Lamu and beyond, but will also provide employment opportunities for Kenyans.
2 beluga whales from a Shanghai aquarium arrived in Iceland on Wednesday to live out their days in a unique marine sanctuary that conservationists hope will become a model for rehoming some 3,000 of the creatures currently in captivity. Little White and Little Gray, 2 12-year-old female belugas, left behind their previous lives entertaining visitors at the Shangfang Ocean World and were flown across the globe in specially tailored containers. The whales, which each weigh about 2,000 pounds and measuring 13 feet, will continue their epic journey by truck and ferry to the sanctuary at Klettsvik Bay at Heimaey, one of the Westman Islands off the south coast of Iceland. The conservation charity Sea Life Trust, which has been at the forefront of the project, said the bay is the world's first open-water beluga sanctuary and had been selected to provide a more natural subarctic environment and wilder habitat for these amazing whales to call home. After years in captivity, the whales will still be cared for in their new netted-off Icelandic sea pen, which covers 32,000 square meters and is 10 meters deep, because it is thought they would not survive on their own in the wild. And they will still see tourists with a visitor center built at the site and plans for small groups to be able to approach the whales by boat. British-based Merlin Entertainments operates attractions including Legoland, the Tussauds Group, and the Sea Life Aquarium. It took over Shangfang Ocean World in 2012 and started looking for a new environment to house Little White and Little Gray. Originally from Russian Arctic waters, it is thought they were 2 or 3 years old when captured. Klettsvik is where Kaiko, the killer whale in the 1993 film Free Willy, was flown in 1998. The orca was fully released in 2002 but did not fully adapt to life in the wild and died 18 months later in a Norwegian fjord. Campaigners have criticized Merlin for continuing the beluga whale shows ahead of the transfer and pointed to the irony of choosing Iceland as a destination since it openly defies an international ban on hunting whales. The Shanghai whales have been trained to hold their breath for longer, become physically stronger to cope with tides and currents, and are putting on blubber to help them cope with the colder water temperatures.
This is a journey that is going to involve some 6,000 miles of traveling for the 2 whales. But at all times they will be attended to by specialists to ensure their both mental and physical well-being as they take on this momentous journey for them. Once at the sanctuary, they will be put into a special program in order to prepare them for going back into the wild once again. And once reintroduced, we do expect them to live at least another 40 to 50 years in complete freedom.
More than 3,000 whales and dolphins are kept in captivity, and it is hoped that up to 8 other belugas could join Little White and Little Gray in the future. Belugas typically live for 40 to 60 years. Coming up, Honduras welcomes U.S. Marines ahead of regional humanitarian missions. President Trump says planned immigration sweep delayed for 2 weeks. Democratic candidates campaign in South Carolina ahead of debate. Eagle News will be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Eagle News. Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez takes part in a welcoming ceremony for U.S. Marines at the Jose Enrique Soto Cano Air Base before they begin several humanitarian assistance projects in Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Belize during the next 6 months.
La razón por la cual viene a Centroamérica es en caso de alguna crisis humanitaria o en caso de un desastre natural, para estar preparados para responder para la región. Esta fuerza es muy...
President Donald Trump said Saturday that he was delaying a planned immigration sweep for 2 weeks to allow time for his Republican Party and opposition Democrats to find a political solution to the hot-button issue. The mass roundup of as many as 2,000 families who had been served with deportation orders or failed to show up for court appointments was expected to begin in up to 10 U.S. cities as soon as Sunday. Trump tweeted Saturday, quote, "At the request of Democrats, I have delayed the illegal immigration removal process, deportation, for 2 weeks to see if the Democrats and Republicans can get together and work out a solution to the asylum and loophole problems at the southern border." He added, quote, "If not, deportations start." About 20 Democratic presidential candidates posed for photos with supporters during the Jim Clyburn fish fry as they campaign in Columbia, South Carolina, ahead of the first presidential debate.
I hope to be your nominee. I'm going to work as hard as I can to get your support, but here's the deal. Whomever the Democratic nominee is, we have to stay together and elect the Democrat.
If we bring everyone's story into the story of this country, it is only then that we will achieve the great things that we want to do: universal, guaranteed, high-quality health care, a world-class public school education system, because we get behind world-class public school educators, criminal justice reform in this country, confronting the challenge of climate change before it is too late.
This election is not about one person, one office. It is about who we are as a nation and who we must be to each other.
Brothers and sisters, at the end of the day, the 1%, they got a lot of money and they got a lot of power, but we got something they don't have. We are the 99%.
We need to have courage in this country. So for me, it's about building the future. This is our chance. 2020, we can dream big, fight hard, and win!
Now, Donald Trump's our president because he got some of the problems right, but his solutions were garbage and nonsense. His solutions were build a wall, turn back time, bring the jobs back, and we have to do the opposite of all that. We have to turn the clock forward. We have to advance our society and our economy as fast as possible. And I am the man for that job, because the opposite of Donald Trump is an Asian man who likes math.
No one has to be in pain. No one has to worry about where their next paycheck is coming from. In our America, people will only have to work one job to put food on the table and a roof over their head.
When we come back, Filipino Food Festival brings authentic cuisine to the U.S. Capitol. Eagle News Washington, D.C. will return shortly. This is Eagle News Washington, D.C. I am Rose Papa Angeles. Still in connection with the month-long celebration of Filipino Heritage Month and the commemoration of the 121st Philippine Independence Day anniversary, a festival of authentic Filipino cuisine reaches the U.S. Capitol. Eagle News correspondent Aren Abunal with the details.
Filipinos and non-Filipinos alike are in for a treat today, here at the District Wharf in Washington, D.C., where the D.C. Filipino Food Festival is happening, so everyone can taste the Philippines. So this is our first annual DC Filipino Food Festival. It is held, as you can see, at the beautiful District Pier at the Wharf in Southwest Washington, DC. And we're so honored to work with these amazing chefs. The community, we've had over 200 supporters come out, thousands of people come out on this day to celebrate Filipino culture and food.
Well, being over the Philippines a few times, I've tried the culture and the food itself. Here it's a little different. They're trying to blend things together to make everything taste, for everybody to enjoy. But the thing about Filipino food is very sweet usually, which everybody loves sweet food. So it's a very nice thing to have here.
We got to taste some things I've never tasted before. I've tasted some things I've tasted other versions of before, but was blown away. The food was excellent. The music was entertaining, and we got to see some beautiful regalia. I don't want to say costume, that implies fake like Halloween. Regalia, and some entertainment on the stage. So that was also worth wait to see that too.
This is very interesting, and a lot of people, all these presentations. So listening to the singers, and we enjoyed it. Plus, the weather is good. I have to hold on to my hat.
Awesome, thank you.
I think it's a really great idea to kind of increase the cultural sensitivity of our nation and to also spread awareness of the different types of cuisine that's available to people in their neighborhood. This area is I want it to be in an area where there's a lot of different cultures and ethnicities. I think we can all learn from each other, from our own experiences and sharing them with others. I think it allows us to grow as individuals and as a nation.
I mean, there's so many Filipinos here in the U.S. and not as many restaurants to represent Filipinos. And so when we have events like this, it's an opportunity for, like I said, people to come out and try new food and then go look out, for Filipino restaurants and go try the awesome ones that are here in DC, like Kaliwa and Bad Saint and a bunch of others, yeah.
What this entire festival means to us is, really exposing to people what Filipino food is and how delicious and how, what kind of experience it can be. One thing that we really love is, delicious food, really nice, comfortable ambiance. So we have a kids area in our restaurant. We love families to come in, and that's what Filipino culture is all about, is spending time with family, making sure everybody feels included and that, you have a really great time over some really delicious foods.
Since this date is quite in close proximity with the National Coconut Day of the United States, we decided to feature Philippine coconut products that are available here in the U.S. for the visitors to try. And it's a way of promoting Philippine coconuts at the same time supporting the first ever Taste the Philippines Festival.
And it's just so great. There are lots of volunteers, there are lots of participants. It's so nice to see our Philippine flags here in the DC Wharf and have this Filipino festival. Filipino cuisine is not as popular as other Asian cuisines, but now we're feeling that we're getting there to be at the top of being popular here in the United States.
The Filipino American community here, they came out in droves. It's so nice to see so many of them here. And I think it has made all of us realize that we can do it. We can stage an event like this at the U.S. Capitol and be successful and have our American friends join us and support it. The great thing about this is that this is organized by Kaliwa Restaurant and also Mindset Communities and the Philippine American Foundation for Charities. And these are 3 establishments that we have been working closely with. And so to see them really, meaning this is a private initiative, and so to see them really galvanize the community and encourage all of these establishments to be part of it, it's just wonderful. And we hope that it becomes a yearly event.
I hope to just keep spreading the word of the hashtag Filipino food movement, but with the Filipino food movement also comes the culture and the organizations and the brotherly and sisterly love that we have for each other and promoting our culture and promoting this culture to other cultures who are not familiar with Filipino culture. So I think just like the community awareness
of it and like spreading outside of the DC area is just an amazing feat in itself. And to be doing this in the heart of the nation's capital is an honor. And so I think this will definitely set precedents for future organizations and food festivals to basically base our event on.
Parang nasa Ortigas lang tayo. From the street foods, delectable dishes, music, and performances, this is surely a fun treat, lalo na kung homesick ka na. From the DC Filipino Food Festival here at the District Wharf, I'm Aaron Abanal, always one with 25.
Thanks, Aaron. That is today's Eagle News. Join us tomorrow for stories that matter to you. Visit our websites at eaglenews.net and eaglenewslive.com. Follow us on twitter.com/eaglenewsph and on facebook.com/eaglenewsph. Thank you for watching. I am Rose Papa Angeles, and I am one with 25.